Greetings, my fellow chat. This is 5 tips with 5 moves. I'm just gonna get into it. It's my third take. I don't want to. I don't want to do this. So for the first tip here, it is going to be actually a kind of animation. Animation 17. That's what I like to call it. But like, there's so many other animations that just don't do anything. And the main reason I want animations that don't do anything is sometimes you just want attacks that don't have an animation tied to it. So like the idea here is that it's kind of like a detonation, right? So I don't really want an action attached to it, so I'm going to just leave it empty and I'll let the animation play out. And generally speaking, with these longer animations like this one here, you want to have it just be one continuous thing, because if you add something onto it, it tends to kind of fuck everything up. Especially for stuff like this, because you're just standing still, so if you add another animation to it, it'll kind of like jolt a little bit. It looks really weird. Like for example here, let me just add like a random one here. It doesn't look that noticeable actually on this one, because it just kind of adds a lag in between the arms here. I'll go ahead and show it again so you can kind of see it. Oh. So before, the arm here would swing back like very smoothly, but afterwards with 115, it would kind of lag in the middle there. And maybe you want that sort of effect, but that's not really what I'm going for here, right? The idea is to like sort of strike this pose and have the explosion happen afterwards. So yeah, I mean, that's just a matter of preference, I guess, but for bigger animations, you can definitely see the difference. Alright, let's just move on to the second one. The second one here is going to be about combining animations. Now, you're going to see that I'm going to be combining these two animations, this kick here, and this little punch. Now, the reason I want to combine animations in the first place is because you'll notice that the second one using bullet barrage, so it kind of looks like this, right? So you'll notice that this animation has like kind of 3 kicks attached to it, right? One out to the left, then to the right, and then down at the end, which is the shove that I do. And it looks really nice. But if we take the punch away, because the punch is rotating my legs, it kind of changes where the right leg is. They're right, my left, right? Wait, what was the? It was 115. Never mind, I'm good. So if I do animation 17 here, you notice that it's just one straight kick, which is fine normally, but because I want to show that I'm doing multiple hits, I don't want it to just be one continuous motion, right? So this is an example where I don't really want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add this onto here, and it doesn't really mess anything up, but instead it makes it look like I'm doing multiple kicks, which makes it feel a lot better. But that's just like, those are just little things, so yeah, maybe not super important for some people, but it's really important to me because I really care about visual clarity. We'll talk about the third one. You'll notice I also use animation 17 here, but I want you to pay attention to this normal punch. So when I actually show the move off, you'll notice that I don't do a normal punch. I do consecutive punches into this hammer kill, right? Now, there are 2 questions, right? Why does the normal punch go out, and why is it there? Now, the main reason it is here is because I need to select a move. I cannot just have an animation with no move, right? But the reason it doesn't come out is because the attack speed is too low. If I increase the attack speed here, it won't get canceled by the consecutive punches, right? So if I show this off here, you'll see it does that now. And, you know, the move doesn't work properly. So we make the normal punch take longer. That way we don't have to worry about the move messing up, and we can actually properly do the combo, right? But yeah, that's the third tip. Fourth one here, I find this to be pretty important. This is also sort of a visual clarity thing, so maybe not super important for you guys. So we got the grand slam here into this plasma cannon, right? Pretty simple stuff, but I personally think that this little kick that I do here, I think it's really nice momentum wise, right? It's a very clean jump. Particles still show up, and then you do this cannon. But if I do this slightly earlier, right? This is where I was before, 1.02. If I move to, let's say, 0.92, you'll notice that I don't get to land properly, and I cancel the Grand Slam before I land, so there's no particles. And if I do it too late, that's not as bad, but you'll notice there's a bit of a delay that feels very unnatural. So if I do like 1.12, for example, this will sort of accentuate the effect, right? It feels a little bit easier. So the main reason for that is because there's this moment in time where I'm just standing completely still and there's no animation playing. You don't want that, right? So if I put it at 1.02, you'll notice that I land properly, but also it doesn't feel like there's any time in between the landing and you starting the animation to shoot your cannon. So timing can be really important sometimes to maintain momentum and also to like keep your movement smooth, right? So this last tip here is actually a very specific one, and it's kind of janky, so it might get patched. It's called Animation 5. So Animation 5 is the Carnage animation, and it's a bit peculiar because it launches you into the air. So you see I have Windstorm Fury here, which does not launch you into the air, right? So you'll see that I do this, and do Grand Slam afterwards. This is probably my favorite move so far that I've made. It just looks really nice, because if I do this, Tornado, I wait, and then I Grand Slam. Oh, it bugged out there. That's not supposed to happen. Sometimes it just does, though. But if I go a little bit to the left, then you'll kind of see the full effect. Alright. And I think it looks really cool. So, yeah, you can use Animation 5. It's not, like... I don't know. There's not that many moves that slam downwards, so you probably won't be using it super often. But it's something to keep in mind, and I think there's some other ones that, like, push you forward and stuff like that. Like the explosive push animation, I think. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want more like tips like this. I'm sure there's some other ones that I can think of, especially to deal with like the current jank that's going on, like the one I mentioned before about like respawning, so your attack speed doesn't go like haywire. But like there's some other stuff like that that I could talk about, so let me know if that's something you're interested in. Yeah, okay, that's it.